5 goals, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. I think we had like an overall XG against us from 0.4, so good start.
Always love to hear a manager referring XG. Second successive win for England. It was to be expected. 3-0 against Latvia. It was a sort of no-win situation, wasn't it, in a lot of respects, Troy? I mean, you're expected to roll them over. Reece James, first of all, I mean, what a free kick. What a free kick.
I'd like him to smile a little bit. You know, like you've just got a free kick. I get it, it's against Latvia, but he's had a tough time, hasn't he, with injuries. And you know, you always, we know the talent there. We just want to see him stay fit. I think, like, enjoy those moments, but he seems a little bit like, job done.
Didn't understand the lack of celebration.
Yeah.
Didn't at all.
Was that a situation where they look at the team they're playing against and they even kind of think, well, we should be beating teams like this? So they don't feel like they need to celebrate.
Yeah, and I get that, but it was such a fantastically executed free kick.
Yeah.
You'd think that he would take a lot of personal... I'm sure he did take a lot of personal pride in scoring it. Well, we celebrated for him anyway. Harry Kane got the second, his 71st for England. Eberechi Eze rounded up the scoring with his first goal in the senior squad. After the game, Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT saying he was impressed with the performance on the night.
It can be tough if you don't get an early goal and you need maybe a set piece, but we were a little bit more aggressive. We towards your opponent's box, more touches in your opponent's box. So we needed a free kick. We're not the first team to need a set piece to open a deep block like that. We could have scored. Maybe we should have had a penalty on top. The second goal was a very good goal in a moment with our substitutes who had a huge impact. It was a good week. I like the energy, I like the effort, the attitude of the boys. They did very, very well. I think we need exactly these kind of experiences together to learn from each other, to get better, and still stuff to improve. But we have 5 goals, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, and I think we had like an overall XG against us from 0.4, so good start.
It's the start that everybody would have expected. It's certainly the start he required. He was right about one thing there that nobody mentioned because it didn't matter in the end. You know, Jared Bowen absolutely felled by their goalkeeper. How that wasn't a penalty. VAR took a look at it, decided that it wasn't. I didn't get that. So what you know, Thomas Tuchel said we've improved. We're playing the 140th ranked side in the world, by the way. And they just sat and soaked it up. Of course they did. But what was there to like about the performance for you, first of all, Troy?
I think everything that the manager said, you know, 5 goals in 2 games, no goals against, never really looked like letting in a goal. Arguably the little miscommunication between Pickford and Mark Guehi, where the striker gets through, but the angle was difficult for him. Other than that, never really looked like conceding. I don't want to be the negative guy, but again, what did we learn? We didn't get to see Morgan Gibbs-White. We didn't get to see what he could offer. That was a bit of a shame. Solanke sat there again. Harry got his goal. Why doesn't he come off and we get to see what Solanke can do? I just felt like we fell into the same traps, personally. It just looked like one of those situations where, yes, we won. Yes, it was job done. Let's see when we play someone of real note. It feels like the same England thing. We keep falling into these traps, don't we? Yes, this is the team. Yes, this is the manager. Now we're going to do it, but let's have some proper games. I was just looking back there. When you look on Sunday, France played Croatia, went to penalties. Germany played Italy, went to penalties. Spain played the Holland, went to penalties. So those type of competitive matches we don't get on a consistent basis, and I think that's where we fall just a little bit short. So hopefully in the summer we can work on trying to get a couple of friendlies in somewhere. And again, the schedule is ridiculously packed, but maybe we could get a couple of scheduled friendlies in against tougher opposition.
Yeah. I mean, I think Thomas Tuchel would probably have picked these games, though, wouldn't he, to start with? Because he had a chance to get his feet under the table, chance to get off to a winning start as well. Completely agree with you. I tweeted about Morgan Gibbs-White last night. I thought it was bizarre that he didn't come on. I thought he would come on, actually, when they took Jude Bellingham off. Yeah. But I thought it was even more bizarre with 11 minutes to go. We're 3-0 up. and he's making substitutions, and he doesn't give Gibbs-White or Solanke a minute. I didn't get that, but I thought there was a lot more zest about the performance, a lot more aggression. You know, Marcus Rashford, there was no end product, but he turned the fullback inside out time and time and time again. So, look, Morgan Rogers also, I thought he made more of an impact as the game went on. He was desperate to score his first goal, wasn't he, for his country? That was for sure. He certainly didn't look out of place. After the game, he spoke to talkSPORT about why he thinks he can offer something that Tuchel will want in future squads.
I think the fact that I'm very versatile, I think helps. Obviously played in 2 positions tonight. I think I can add that to the group in terms of I've got the ability that I feel like I can play in every position. I've got the awareness to it and kind of the skill set to it. So I think that adds, and just to try and show what I'm about. I think I'm a different player to maybe what everyone else is here. So if there's a game where I can use my kind of strengths in that, then hopefully I can be of use. But there's a long way to go until then, so it's just about working hard, staying grounded, and just keep going. Yeah, and he is a very grounded individual, but equally, you can see on the football pitch, he's got plenty of self-belief. Yeah, he's a great young man. From Birmingham as well, so that probably makes a lot of sense. You know, Jeff, being from Birmingham, he understands what it's about to play for England. I think also as well, just play for Villa in that role of being the main guy for a large part of the season. Now with Asensio coming in, he has to up his performance again. He sees that quality level, and he's been able to move to the right, to the left, just to be able to fit into that team. So that'll be good for England moving forward. And I think he's a real talent, not only talented as a player, but you know, when you see Jude Bellingham and people play above their maturity age, you think, oh God, he looks like he's 25, 26. So these young players who have been playing a lot of football, I think it bodes well for England moving forward. Webbo's texted in and said, agree with Troy, why are we bringing on Henderson and Walker? That side last night isn't winning the World Cup. Oh, Webbo, we don't need pessimism. At 13 minutes past 6 on Tuesday, March the 25th, the World Cup's more than a year away, and that won't be the side that starts in the World Cup, that is for sure. There'll be a lot of twists and turns along the way. We do want to hear from you this morning, though. What did you make of last night? Are you seeing what Thomas Tuchel is trying to put together? What are the sort of challenges he's going to have to face in the future? 03717 223344. Have your say on England. We'll be speaking to the former England manager, Glenn Hoddle, at 9 and finding out whether he's been impressed with what he's seen so far as well.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.